Hello and welcome to the first video dev blog for Castaways. Castaways is a sandbox survival game that's been in development for almost 3 years by myself and a few others. This video is primarily about our build mode that we've been working on. Each of the buildings that you see here has its own unique building process. Basically, this building is an animal pen, and it will be built completely different to how this building, a storage hut, is built, and so on for a watchtower. The principles are all the same. It's been designed so that it encourages as much team play as possible. Games like Minecraft, not that it's a bad game, but we find that when trying to build as a team, you can kind of get in each other's way quite easily. You might not have the same idea as someone else, and ideas can clash, and basically it becomes very difficult to work as a team. Whereas with Castaways, we want to try and remove that element and make it as simple as possible for someone to build a camp such as this without getting in each other's way, and basically encourage as much teamwork as possible. I'll show you how we think we've solved that as I build a watchtower shortly. Basically, the storage hut here, as you can see, it's designed so that a full team can deposit resources, and then these resources will then get spent building whatever buildings the team choose to build. So if I just come over here, I'll start building a watchtower. So first off, you'd enter your build mode by pressing B. It puts you in a top-down view of the surrounding area, and then on the left-hand side you can go through a menu system and choose what you want to build. I won't talk so much about that at the moment. I'll talk about that in a later video, as there's a lot more to it than just picking what building you want to build. I just pressed 2, and now you can see the structures that are available to me, and number 4 is a watchtower. So basically the watchtower has now bound to my mouse movement. I can pick where I want to place it. In certain cases you might be on a small hill. We've put in a little code that it will check the area where you're about to place a building, and if it's relatively flat, it will flatten the land up for you. But if the land is too steep, like let's say on an edge of a cliff, then you won't be able to build. So I've now placed the building, and as you can see it's rotating with my mouse, and now I'll just left click to place it as I like. And then leave build mode and go back into the play mode, and you can see that I've got 4 posts. By our logic, this would be the starting position of any building you plan to build while stranded on an island, getting the main supports in place. So now I basically go around with my hammer and click each one. And with those 4 beams in place, the 2 beams that are next to be built then appear. Our original plan is to have each post or part of a building take around 10 swings to build. So if myself and 5 other people are playing together, we could then all approach the same post and all hammer it together, and that would get built faster, instead of me taking time to build it on my own and using all my energy on one post. This is where we feel that our team play will basically have dividends. And that's the next 2 beams in place, and then the ladder supports. Oh. There we go. As you can see, it's very, very simple to build with our build mode, and as I say, each building that you decide to build is completely unique in how it's built and the resources that are needed. There we go. And that's it. That's a full watchtower built. Obviously, when we decide to add the multiple swings, which we already have in place, it's just for the sake of the video I've reduced it down to 1. When it takes 10 swings per part, it would obviously take a long time to build a building such as that, and depending on such such as the smaller buildings like this storage hut here, it would take, you know, maybe 10-15 minutes to build with a full team, whereas this building here would only take a few minutes, as well, obviously it's much smaller. I'll quickly build another building. This here is obviously going to act as a bonfire, which will also be a smoke signal, which is, again, something for a later video. But again, I enter build mode, and this time I go into our utilities, which is 3, and then 1 for the bonfire. So again, first off we put our supports, and then it's just a matter of adding the surrounding wood. And that's it, fully built. It's pretty straightforward, self-explanatory, and I hope you like it. If you do have any questions or suggestions that we could perhaps add to the build mode, we are basically looking for any support you're willing to give us. Please either comment in the comment section below or get in touch with us on our Facebook page. Thanks.